Now, here's the latest from News 10 NBC. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good evening. We have new information tonight about the shooting death of 9-year-old Aralo Stewart. Police say he was shot this afternoon on 6th Street by an 8-year-old.
News 10 NBC has just learned that police have arrested the mother of the 8-year-old. Tracy Spruill has been charged with endangering the welfare of a child.
Police also tell us before the shooting, they went to that house to make an arrest.
They arrested a Jagman Richardson, who was a wanted fugitive. No word if the gun in the shooting today was his. Lynette Adams has more of our top story on ways to protect kids from firearms.
You want to put a little fear in them, but you also want to teach them to respect the guns.
Crime Prevention Officer Jerry Vasquez spends a lot of time teaching people how to stay safe and avoid crime. A part of the message is gun safety at home. He says it starts with parents.
Teach them that it's not a toy, first of all. Toy. It's not something that you would pick up and play around with. You know, if you teach them to stay away from the gun, okay? Teach them that it's dangerous. Teach them that it can kill you.
That was the experience of two boys, 8 and 9 years old. They were apparently playing with a loaded shotgun in this house when police believe it accidentally went off, killing the 9-year-old. Vasquez says kids form their opinions about violence based on what they see on television. He says they see people with guns and using them, and it looks cool. But he says parents have to counteract these messages. Also, he says parents have to put their guns away.
You want to store the guns. You want to store the guns away from kids. Store them up high, like on a shelf, or put them in a safe or a steel box, something where the child cannot get at. You want to lock them up.
Vasquez says it makes the gun more difficult for you to get to, but he says it could save a child's life. Lynette Adams, News 10 NBC.
And police say this case is now being handled by family court.
Well, police haven't released any information about the identity of a body pulled out of the Erie Canal this afternoon. Gates police are only saying that it is the body of a white male. Someone spotted it in the canal near the Brooks Avenue overpass. The case is now in the hands of the medical examiner.
4 towns in Wyoming County are still under a state of emergency following Tuesday night's tornado. This is home video of the twister as it came through. The storm affected an area 15 miles long and a half miles wide. The towns of Perry, Orangeville, Castile, and Warsaw are under a state of emergency. Officials are asking you to stay off the road except for an emergency. The National Weather Service says it was an F2 tornado with winds reaching 125 miles per hour. And the view from above shows you what it looked like afterwards. Trees and limbs are down, buildings are mangled. Today, people had the first look at the damage in the daylight and started to clean up.
A family from Warsaw is so lucky to be alive tonight. The tornado leveled their home. David Stover looked outside and spotted that tornado. He told his wife Lisa and the boys to get out. They ran across the street to his parents' house and took cover in the basement.
See what they can do on TV and the programs and stuff, but until you've had it happen to you, it's a totally different experience.
We all made it safe except for my belongings. There's nothing you can do, you know. We're just thankful that we're alive, because if it wasn't for my husband, we'd be dead.
And in Perry, the roof was ripped off Bert's lumber yard. Workers are trying to repair the damage. The winds were so powerful, an 18-wheeler was flipped over on its side. Boats on Silver Lake blown over. The Red Cross is available to provide shelter, but most, we understand, are staying with family or friends.
Friends, family, and admirers said goodbye today to Barry Goldwater. Hundreds of dignitaries attended the funeral at Arizona State University. The former senator is remembered as one who was not afraid of words or ideas. In a time when conservatism was not the mainstream, Barry Goldwater's voice stood out. During his presidential campaign, Goldwater made the following memorable comment: "Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice." There was a military salute for this World War II pilot and two-star general.
Not everyone always agreed with him, and yet they all respected his forthrightness and his consistency.
Barry Goldwater died Friday at the age of 89.
The death toll climbs to 100 in what's being called Germany's worst train accident in 20 years.
A train going 125 miles an hour jumped the tracks. We get more in tonight's Newsline. The crash happened in the city of Schied in northern Germany. The commuter train was going from Munich to Hamburg when it flipped off the tracks and slammed into a railway overpass. There are reports that as many as 300 were injured.
Mohammed Rashid, one of the world's most wanted terrorists, is in custody tonight. Rashid has been charged with the 1982 bombing of Pan Am Flight 830 from Tokyo to Hawaii. A teenager was killed, 15 others were hurt. Officials say Rashid was arrested in Egypt and turned over to the U.S.
A suspected homemade bomb at a Kansas air traffic control center turned out to be a hoax. Up to 200 flights were rerouted and 80 aircraft were grounded at the Kansas City International Airport for about an hour. The FBI says someone placed an object shaped like a coffee thermos in a restroom.
A monument of Sioux Indian Chief Crazy Horse will one day be the world's largest sculpture. It was 50 years ago today that carving began in a South Dakota mountainside. When it's completed, the sculpture will stand 563 feet high and 640 feet long. And that's tonight's Newsline.
The nuclear crisis in Pakistan and India will be the focus of a new diplomatic campaign by Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. She's flying to Geneva for meetings with the foreign ministers of China, Russia, Britain, and France. There's another round of talks next week in London. It will include the foreign ministers of Japan, Germany, and Italy, along with 5 major nuclear powers and the UN Security Council's permanent members. Intelligence experts believe both Pakistan and India are capable of arming planes with nuclear weapons.
It is the first large-scale test to see if a vaccine to prevent AIDS works. Strong Hospital is one of 6 medical centers taking part in a trial using the vaccine AIDS-Vax. The hospital has done 20 other trials, but again, this one will actually see if the vaccine is effective. To do this, Strong needs 75 volunteers who are not HIV positive, but do have high-risk behavior.
If this vaccine did prove to be at least partially effective, it could be used in areas of the world where these virus strains are prevalent and make a, if not major impact, make an impact on the spread of the virus.
And testing will begin at the end of the summer.
And doctors at Strong say Chris Costello is now in stable condition following his bone marrow transplant Tuesday. The 10-year-old Webster boy is battling a rare form of leukemia. He will remain in isolation for the next 6 weeks. Doctors say Chris is suffering some side effects of radiation and the transplant, but his recovery looks good.
Well, the man who has headed the Episcopal Diocese in Rochester for just over 15 years is retiring. Bishop William Burrell says he'll step down in December of next year. He plans to spend his retirement in Arizona. Now the nationwide search is on for a successor.
He's a nice gentleman. I think you've found him a few times, yeah. A local 89-year-old graduates tonight from college.
Ooh, that story's still to come, but right now it's time for the first full weather. Meteorologist Richard McCullough joins us. Cool, cool, cool.
Yes, cool. Nice day around here, and looks like we're going to continue with that cool pattern over the next few days or so, which is refreshing.
It is.
Yeah, okay, let me show you the numbers for today. High temperature 57 degrees. That was quite refreshing. Normal high is 74, so that was something. The low 43 for Wednesday, you see a records there of 93 in 1919 and 36 in 1986. The 5-degree guarantee for today was 62, and we saw 57. And your forecast for tomorrow, folks, you can expect a mix of clouds and sunshine, a breezy and cool day. Tomorrow's high 62, and the winds will be westerly. In case you missed it, we had a beautiful sunset, as you see here, around 8:46 this Wednesday evening, and I'll tell you, a nice sunset there, and drier air has obviously moved into the region. We look across the northeast and see that the only stormy weather is well south of us, across the Carolinas, where they've seen some strong storms, and they continue to move off into the Atlantic Ocean. For us, we're looking pretty good as well. Look at these temperatures, though, at this hour. We're down to the 40s and some 50s across the state of New York. We still have some 80s well down into the Carolinas, so a big contrast of air masses here. But for us today, of course, we had the clouds, the lake-enhanced clouds coming across the region. Some sprinkles here and there because of the cold air aloft. It's very unstable moving across the lake, so we got a few sprinkles here and there, and of course we had the cloudy skies. The flow continues out of the northwest, so we're going to continue to see this kind of cool pattern over the next few days or so. Let's go to our pinpoint Doppler radar, which is clear at this hour. We're looking good at this hour after 12 o'clock. Temperature right now 43, the dew point of 36. The winds are calm at this time. And look at the temperatures across the region. We've got 40s, we've got some 50s here and there, 52 in Ithaca, and some 50s over in Canada. So we're going to drop down to the low 40s around the immediate area. Some of the outlining areas, you folks might see some 30s tonight. Not a bad night, though. Yeah, it's nice to have a refreshing change, you know. Northwest flow continues for tomorrow, so some clouds and some sunshine, some mostly cloudy skies by Friday, and then the chance of a shower late Friday. And temperatures over the next couple of days continue in the 60s. Partly cloudy and chilly tonight. We'll see temperatures in the 30s in the rural areas, otherwise 40s around here. Here's your forecast into the beginning of next week. Boy, June is really zooming along, isn't it? I'll tell you, 60 degrees by Friday. 66 by Saturday, some sunshine. Might see a sprinkle Sunday, and temperatures basically in the low to mid 60s over the next few days.
This is sweater weather.
It sure is.
Thanks.
All right, Richard, thanks. Coming up, time to win some money.
That's right. You're winning lotto numbers coming up.
I'm Ted Coffey. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a man who lends a whole new meaning to the term non-traditional student.
Plus, if you buy clothes for your kids at the Gap, we have a recall you should know about.
I'm Rich Funky. Tonight on sports, we'll have the hockey and the basketball playoffs. A.J. Kitt makes a decision on his future, and a perfect night for a high school softball player. It's coming up on News 10 NBC.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Access Lifts and Ramps. If you're faced with mobility problems at home, Access Lifts and Ramps has the answer with a residential stairway lift.
It folds up very neatly against the wall. It's like it hardly even exists here, and it's helping us tremendously. So we're very pleased.
Call Access Lifts and Ramps or stop by our showroom where you can try out the solution that's best for you.
You give me back my independence. We're delighted.
Access Lifts and Ramps. In Niagara Falls, Ontario, Marineland is the place to go. An enchanted land with a magic man. Everyone loves Marineland. You can take your family for the day, watching the whales and dolphins play, seeing friends you miss, a great big kiss. Everyone loves Marineland.
Take your choice of the hottest new home furnishings as soon as we make room for them. Announcing the Value City Furniture Summer Clearance. Right now, you can buy this lovely 7-piece living room for just $798. An exciting pine finish bed with metal accents, just $398. Or a queen-size wrought iron canopy bed, just $98. Get them while they last, now, during our summer clearance.
Value City Furniture. You just can't do any better.
When I told my friends at Churchville Ford that it's better to give than to receive, I never expected this.
Your choice of over 200 new 98s for less than $200 a month. That's right, smoking new 98 Rangers, now just $165 a month. Own a sizzling 98 Escort for only $169 a month. For just $199 a month, get a new Red Hot 98 Contour. 200 of Ford's hottest new 98s for less than $200 a month. If you get to Churchville Ford before 8 Monday.
Churchville Ford, always a heavenly deal.
News 10 NBC closed captioning is brought to you by Value City Furniture in Greece, where high quality and low price meet.
An MCC student is proving tonight that it's never too late to go to college.
At 89 years old, John Kelly is still making the grade. Ted Coffey caught up with him at his college graduation and has the story.
At first glance, you may think John Kelly's helping one of his children or grandchildren get ready for graduation. But take a closer look. At 89, he is graduating from college and drawing cheers. A self-described old-timer who figured he could use a little more education, Kelly decided he would go to Monroe Community College and get a liberal arts degree. He did, but there's more. This graduation doesn't mark an end for John Kelly. It marks a new beginning.
Now, I want to finish the junior. I'll finish it at MCC, and then I'll worry about the senior year, which would be for me either Brockport or Roberts Wesleyan.
And his fellow students and classmates seem to be behind him all the way.
To see a man of his age and his stature, graduating with him is definitely an honor.
It was interesting. It kept the class, diverse, and he always told jokes. He was a real nice guy, cool classmate.
And while Kelly is inspiring students more than half his age, ironically, he says it's an older student who inspired him. He keeps this newspaper clipping of Molly Maxwell, who at age 104 graduated from Cambridge University in Great Britain last year. But Kelly seems to keep it all in perspective. He shared some of that humor he's known for around the school.
What keeps you going?
I don't know, cereal, I guess.
Ted Copy, News 10 NBC.
Cornflakes with bananas.
Yeah, we all like it. Does that tell us something about where we're headed? Yeah, cornflakes, but...
Which I may have as soon as I get home. Your winning lotto number is coming up.
And find out why it was popcorn and business suits for some Xerox employees.
I'm Dr. Dean Adele. Coming up, those new cancer drugs, from mice to men. There's always a lot more to the story.
Tonight, Jay's all new with Sandra Bullock, Magic Johnson, and championship frog jumping. Attention, bargain hunters.
Men's swim trunks, slightly soiled.
Then Conan's got Scott Wolf tonight.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by the Leather Furniture Company.
The scent hits you first. Earthy, warm, leather. Then the colors. A glint of ruby, glow of turquoise, bold, the stroke of midnight. The style takes you away. Montreux, maybe Milan. Montreux, maybe Milan. The Leather Furniture Company. It's Coolsville, Daddy-o.
The minute Vinny and Angelo were left alone, they'd sell everything that wasn't nailed down, and some stuff that was. Those two would even give stuff away free. What's different now? Absolutely nothing. They're still giving stuff away. Choose a 98 Neon for just $139 a month and get a free satellite dish, gas grill, or air conditioner. Pick up a 98 Breeze for just $169 a month and pick out your gift. Now till 9 Monday, choose from over 500 new and used vehicles. Then choose your gift. Bargains galore. Now till 9 Monday from the big boys at Irondequoit Dodge.
The best part is helping people do it themselves.
Questions about paint or stain? Chase Pitkin has answers.
Get a jump on outdoor painting. These prices are the best of the season.
Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter Flat is just $14.88 a gallon. Chase Pitkin's having a $2 rebate sale on Cuprinol, semi-transparent, $12.97, solid, $13.97, deck stain, $14.97.
We know what you need. We'll help you get it done right.
Chase Pitkin. You don't have to do it yourself. It's time to enjoy the best from the earth. Wegmans Produce Department is alive with the widest variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables available.
Our product is fresh, and it looks good, and when you bring it home, it tastes good.
All brought to you by Wegmans knowledgeable people.
Our people really make the difference. I mean, our people really go out of their way to help customers.
Wegmans Produce.
From the earth is what you will see.
Wegmans. Every day, you get our best.
You're watching News 10 NBC with Janet Lomax and Gabe Dalman. Live, local, and up to the minutes.
If you've purchased clothes at Gap Kids recently, listen up. Your kids could be wearing potentially hazardous clothing. Gap Kids is voluntarily recalling their nylon windbreakers. The company says the painted zippers on the jackets have a high level of lead in them. So far, no reports of any injuries or illnesses. The jackets are the pullover type with a hood, and they have Made in Russia tags. They were sold between January and June of this year.
Call it something like a giant suggestion box. Xerox employees today got together for their 16th annual Teamwork Day. Xerox employees, vendors, and customers scouted out various displays at the convention center. Dozens of Xerox teams showed off a product or process they designed that makes the company more efficient. The enthusiasm this year came amid the backdrop of layoffs. Xerox is cutting about 9,000 workers to be more competitive.
And I think that generally people in the company understand it. But does that mean that individuals who are affected are going to like it? Obviously they won't, and it's very painful. And it's something that weighs on me a lot. But I know that for the company, it's the right thing to do down the road.
Despite the layoffs, Xerox is hiring people in sales and direct manufacturing.
And now Rich Funky joins us with a look ahead to sports.
We on a basketball court just now, in overtime?
Just made the run in here. Just getting the last bucket laid down. Hello, everybody.
An emotional farewell from an amateur who's a very, very popular player. We'll have that story coming up next in sports.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Rochester Colonial Manufacturing.
Before you replace a window in your home, here are some tips from Rochester Colonial.
It pays to visit a showroom and get expert advice about which windows offer the best value and fit your budget.
In a showroom, you can try various windows in their full size. You'll want to know how easily the window operates and is it easy to clean.
Plus, you'll have a chance to meet the people who work there, and you'll learn a lot about the company.
Before you buy a window, visit a showroom. And if you have any questions, call Rochester Colonial. They're glad to help.
The kick of 132 horses is a big bonus for Dodge Neon owners. And now Neon comes with a few more, like 1.9 financing over 60 months. Or choose $1,500 cash back. Plus, select customers get a Dodge owner's bonus for an additional $500 cash back, which means you could own a new Dodge Neon for as little as $10,150. Now that's a bonus you can bank on, but only for a limited time. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The deck was the most satisfying job we can remember doing.
Most everyone loves building decks. We'll show you how easy it is.
Chase Pitkin helps protect valuable wood surfaces from the rain and sun's rays with Cuprinol Deck Clear Seal. $6.88 a gallon after $2 mail-in rebate.
Do it yourself, but we'll be here if you need us.
Enforcer Foam Hornet and Wasp Spray reaches 20 feet, $1.99 a can, limit 6.
You don't have to do it yourself.
Chase Pitkin.
Final weeks to shop. Farnsworth Furniture going out of business sale in North Rose. Call now, 315-587-2721. The clock is ticking. Final weeks to save. Drastic reductions, 30 to 50% off quality brand name furniture. Liquidated to the bare walls. We won't be undersold. Time is running out. Final weeks to save big dollars. No price beats a going out of business price. Beat the clock. Farnsworth Furniture going out of business sale. We'll save you money. Call now, 315-587-2721. Be there.
Now, from News 10 NBC, here's Rich Funky with sports. Live, local, and up to the minute.
A.J. Kitt, who cut his teeth as a fearless Olympic downhiller on the more gentle slopes of Swain, has announced his retirement. Kitt, the Gates native, started on the World Cup circuit in 1988 and recorded 1 World Cup win, although 3 other apparent victories were overturned by weather. He also won a bronze medal at the '93 World Championships, and he won 4 U.S. championships. Tommy Moe also announced his retirement from the downhill circuit today. Game 1 was a great one between the Jazz and the Bulls tonight in the NBA Finals. Let's recap it for you. Bulls down late in the game. Luke Longley to tie it. And Longley got it to go, and that put it into overtime. John Stockton made the big plays in OT, the drive on Steve Kerr. He converted a 3-point play. Utah up by 4. One last chance for Chicago. Scottie Pippen got a good look, and no good. Game 2 Friday. Utah wins tonight 88-85. Like the Sabres last night, Dallas stayed alive tonight in the Stanley Cup semis against Detroit. The Red Wings held a 2-1 lead until 18:35 of the third. Guy Carbonneau sent it into overtime with that. Then 46 seconds in overtime, Chris Osgood took a nap, and Jamie Langenbrunner beat him from the center ice line for the game winner. Holy cow. Back to Detroit now. And Game 6 for the Sabres against the Caps tomorrow. The Amherst said goodbye to one of their most popular players today, Scott Metcalf, a veteran of 9 seasons, has been released from his Rochester contract so he can play in Germany. Metter is the Amherst all-time leader in penalty minutes. He's 8th all-time in scoring, 6th in games played. The season-ending playoff loss to Philly was his last game in Rochester.
It's just a hard decision, but I feel it's one I have to make for my family and my career. And, you know, I bleed red, white, and blue. I want to thank Steve Donner and the ownership for giving me a chance when nobody else would give me one. And I don't know, I hope I made them proud as I was to wear the jersey.
The status of Benner's line mates is also kind of up in the air. Dan Frawley is considering retirement, and Scott Nickel is a free agent. The Red Wings finished their series in Ottawa this afternoon and took 2 out of 3. Joel Bennett recorded his 1,000th career strikeout as the Wings beat the Lynx 8-4. They'll get a day off tomorrow and go to Pawtucket for the weekend. El Duque made his debut in the majors with the Yankees tonight and beat Tampa Bay. Orlando Hernandez dominated the Devil Rays for 7 innings en route to a 7-1 victory. Scott Brocious was the hitting star with a pair of 2-run doubles. Derek Jeter had to leave the game, however, with a strained stomach muscle. And the Orioles got some pitching tonight against Boston. Doug Johns got John Valentin. Johns took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Arthur Rhodes on to end the game by striking out Jim Leyritz, and a shutout for Rhodes and John. 3-0 over Boston tonight. Toronto beat Detroit 5-1. Minnesota over Cleveland 3-2. Chicago took Kansas City 10-5. Anaheim leads Seattle now, and Texas and Oakland are tied up in the 5th. In the National League, the Pirates shut out the Mets. Atlanta and Tom Glavine over Milwaukee. Montreal edged the Phillies. Chicago beat Florida. Kerry Wood, 9 strikeouts today. San Francisco over Cincinnati. And Colorado beat Arizona on Vinny Castilla's 2-run dinger in the 9th inning. The softball sectionals continue tonight with semifinal games in Class A. Top-seeded Brockport took on Fairport. Brockport up in the 5th. Renee Stickles got one through the infield. That scored Aaron Hinrichs, and it was 3-0. And that was plenty for Mary Karen Week, who had a no-hitter and 9 strikeouts. She also has a perfect game in the sectionals this year. Brockport wins 3-0.
I didn't even know it was a no-hitter because there's been 3 people on, so I forgot. I don't even pay attention to that stuff until the end of the game. It's not important. As long as we win is all that matters to me and to the team.
And Jen Colley on the mound for Webster against Hilton. Allison Welch for the Cadets up the middle. Elaine Penny scored, but Christian Buckner was thrown out. 3-0 game at that point. Kristen Clark on the mound for Hilton, one of her 7 strikeouts. So it's Hilton and Brockport in the title game on Friday night. And in high school baseball, Webster moving to the Class A finals with a 6-1 win over Athena. The finals are also Friday, and it'll be Batavia against Hornell in the double B finals. Both teams won their semifinal games tonight. That's sports tonight.
Rich, thanks a lot.
Up next, can a crystal ball predict the outcome of a major sporting event?
Never before have so many top manufacturers joined together to demo their golf equipment. The Big Oak Demo Days event. Special prices this Saturday and Sunday only.
Paying your dues is hard. Paying your bills is easy. With Chase Online Banking, the quicker, easier way to make payments and transfer money, leaving you a little more time for paying your dues. Chase Online Banking, free when you open a Chase Better Banking account.
Notebook, ruler, pencils, gun in school? A principal finds a student carrying a loaded gun. The lawyer said the search violated his privacy. So, no discipline? Former prosecutor Elliot Spitzer says this makes no sense.
You and I know guns don't belong in school. Common sense says kids who bring guns to school should be disciplined.
Spitzer and his group go to court and win. Now principals can keep guns out. Elliot Spitzer for Attorney General. Protecting us, protecting our children.
The biggest sales event in Rochester history. Patrick announces the grand opening of the Factory Program Car Center. Patrick has over 500 new and used vehicles to choose from. Pontiacs, GMCs, Jeeps, up to $10,000 off. 200 used cars and trucks, all sale tag. And featuring 100 program cars, starting at just $9,900. This is big. The grand opening sale of the Factory Program Car Center ends Sunday. Patrick, next to Marketplace Mall.
Major appliances, home electronics, quality bedding and furniture. This is one big sale. The big summer sale at Charlotte Furniture and Appliance. Save big on the best brands for your kitchen and laundry. Save big on big screens, portables, audio components, and more. Save hundreds on bedding and furniture for every room in the house. Big savings, big selection at one big location. Plus 0% financing. The big summer sale at Charlotte Furniture and Appliance. The big one is still the one.
There's been lots of publicity lately about the possibility of new cancer-fighting drugs.
But Dr. Dina Dell has a word of caution. These new drugs are years away from making it to your doctor's office. Here's tonight's health report.
These are probably the most famous mice many of us have seen in a long time. They're the ones who have been supposedly cured of cancer by those drugs that shrink a tumor's blood supply.
But mice are mice and humans are humans, and while there are some similarities, there are also some great differences too. Now, we have cured cancer and other diseases in these very same mice before, only to see the same drugs fail miserably in us. That's why it's important to understand just how much work it takes to get a drug from the laboratory to your medicine cabinet.
For example, the first step is preclinical testing on mice or in test tubes, and sometimes on a computer model. That can take up to 6.5 years to complete, and only 5 drugs out of 5,000 make it over this hurdle to human trials. Next is phase 1 clinical trials, where the drug is tested on a few humans to make sure it won't do any harm. This is not about efficacy. This takes over a year, and about 70% of drugs pass that test. Then comes phase 2, a small group of humans to see if the drugs actually work or not. This takes another couple of years, and only 1 out of 3 drugs pass. Next, phase 3, where a larger number of patients test the drugs for a longer period of time to see if there are problems, and again, to confirm it works. About a third of the drugs that pass phase 2 pass this one.
And it's not over yet. There's still a panel of experts to study the results and decide whether the medication should be approved for those who need it or want it. Total time for all this, on average, get this, 15 years for any new drug to get from mice to you.
So the next time you see someone touting some miracle in a mouse, just remember, the only miracle mouse lives full-time in the Magic Kingdom. I'm Dr. Dean Adele for News 10 NBC.
Richard has your breakfast forecast coming up.
But first, let's take a look at tonight's lottery numbers.
This is a typical small business line of credit. And this is Key's responsive line of credit. It responds with a credit line increase of 25% instantly. For emergencies, to grab opportunities, or to help whip the competition. It's only from Key, one of America's leading small business banks. To learn more or to apply, call 1-888-KEY-4BIZ. You can make a new friend. Key, help at every turn.
Ponderosa wants to know, how do you like your steak? Good answer, because that's exactly how our new Double T steaks taste. Hey, Double T stands for tasty and tender. And Double T's have a great new taste. Customers say they're Ponderosa's best steaks ever. Always juicy, always tender, and flame grilled just the way you like them. Hey, we make them all that way. Right now, get a new Double T ribeye with potato and all-you-can-eat buffet and sundae bar for just $7.99.
Take another taste of Ponderosa.
What would our children see in Chuck Schumer's record as one of America's most effective congressmen? They'd see their grandfather, whose Social Security Chuck Schumer protected, their sister, whose college loans Chuck Schumer helped save from Newt Gingrich, and they'd see their neighborhoods with more cops and fewer guns. Then they'll see Chuck Schumer as senator, making their education better by reducing class size, raising standards, and making college tuition tax-deductible. Chuck Schumer, Democrat for Senate. He's done more, he'll do more for you.
The biggest sales event in Rochester history. Patrick announces the grand opening of the Factory Program Car Center. Patrick has over 500 new and used vehicles to choose from. Pontiacs, GMCs, Jeeps, up to $10,000 off. 200 used cars and trucks, all sale tag. And featuring 100 program cars, starting at just $9,900. This is big. The grand opening sale of the Factory Program Car Center ends Sunday. Patrick, next to Marketplace Mall.
If you see news happen, call the News 10 hotline at 232-1010 or star 10 from your Frontier Cellular phone. You deserve the best from your cellular service, and all of us at Frontier Cellular, we're with you.
Now for a look ahead to tomorrow's weather.
Chilly start tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy skies. We'll see a temperature around 47 degrees as you start your morning.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Well, the oldest crystal manufacturer in France is having a ball with the upcoming Soccer World Cup festivities. Various sculptors and glass blowers spent 20 hours carving the replica of the World Cup trophy. The finals this year are in France. This is made of clear crystal, dark blue crystal, and a sphere made of white enamel with a base of bright green crystal to represent the green grass of a soccer field, like on QVC or something. The Crystallier de St. Louis have been doing things like this since 1767 and were once the crystal manufacturer for King Louis XV. Maybe a crystal ball will predict the winner of the World Cup, but we doubt it.
How many of them do you have left?
To sell. I'd like to order one, please.
Only 2 left.
Oh, that's good. We thank you for watching.
Have a good night.
Good night.